If you ever felt completely powerless against someone who just doesn't respect boundaries, hit that like button. Because today, you're about to hear a revenge story that turns passive aggression into an art form. Subscribe and stick around. You won't want to miss the ending. A new home, a new hope. When I bought my first house, it felt like I had finally made it. Quiet neighborhood, a cozy backyard, neighbors who wave from their driveways, the kind of peace you only dream about when you're stuck in traffic or dealing with rude landlords. I was finally settling in until I met Rick. Rick was the kind of guy who could turn just chilling into a personality. Picture this. 2 grills out front, both somehow in use at the same time. Shirt? Optional. Beer? Mandatory. Even if it's 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. He had a thick sunburn, a louder laugh, and the kind of attitude that made you wonder if the term boundary issues was invented specifically for him. And then there was Duke. Duke with his golden retriever. Big, fluffy, undeniably lovable. Until you realized that his favorite bathroom in the world was not his own yard. It was mine. Specifically, the dead center of my front lawn. No subtlety. No shame. Like clockwork. At first, I thought it was an accident. The first time, I sighed. The second time, I scooped at myself and hoped it was just a fluke. But by the third time, I knew this was a ritual. For Duke and for Rick, apparently. So I did what any reasonable adult would do. I walked over, friendly smile and all, and asked him if he could maybe keep Duke on a leash, or at the very least, clean up after him. Rick, wearing a tank top that proudly screamed Weekend Warrior, looked me dead in the eyes and said, "It's all nature, bro. You don't own the earth." Right. So we're doing that. Now, I'm not the kind of person who jumps to confrontation. I like solutions. I patched up the fence. I installed a motion-activated sprinkler system, which Rick found hilarious. By the way, nice try, he said, sipping his Coors Light. But Duke's built different. Well, guess what, Rick? So am I. When a man pushes you to your limit, mocks your efforts, and lets his dog treat your property like a toilet, something in you snaps. But instead of yelling, I started planning. I began collecting Duke's daily donations. That's right, gloves, scoop, a trash bag-lined Home Depot bucket. Every morning, I'd harvest the fresh gifts and drop them into my little science project. Over the next 2 weeks, I created something that can only be described as a biohazard smoothie. I even added water to keep the aroma alive. But I wasn't done. See, Rick loved his backyard deck. His fire pit area, basically his throne. So one Saturday morning, while he was out doing whatever Rick does, probably buying more Coors, I carried that cursed bucket over and painted the borders of his precious party zone. It was like a ritual, a circle of shame. I made sure to get around the deck supports and fire pit base, just enough that it wouldn't be visible right away, but the stench? Oh, it would rise. That afternoon, I was sipping my coffee on the porch when I heard it. What the hell is that smell? I looked up, gave him the most innocent smile I could manage, and said, "Smells like nature, bro." But the masterpiece wasn't just a stink. No, that was just Act 1. Act 2 was psychological warfare through humor. Our neighborhood had a Facebook group, so I started making lost poop announcements. Found! Steaming hot dog present near my mailbox. If this belongs to you, please retrieve your property before it fossilizes. Cheers. And then the signs. Tiny signs made of popsicle sticks, toothpicks, glitter, and googly eyes placed all around my lawn. Every sign carried a haiku. Dear Duke the Pooper, this is not your golden throne. My grass feels betrayed. Or, oh sacred brown gift, why must you bless my green land? You are not welcome. The lawn turned into an art gallery of sass. Kids loved it. Parents laughed. But Rick? He was livid. One day, Rick stormed over, red in the face, fists clenched, yelling, "Are you trying to make me look bad?" I looked at him calmly and said, "Rick, I don't need to try." Turns out I wasn't the only one dealing with Duke's landmines. Once I went public, 2 other neighbors chimed in. One even had photos. The tide turned. The man who once treated the whole block like his frat house lost his kingdom. Pressure mounted. Shame built. Eventually, Rick caved. He built a fenced-in dog run. He started walking Duke on a leash. He even began picking up after him, like a normal human being. Direct hit F climactic revenge payoff 1 to 2 minutes. The transformation was glorious. The same man who told me, "You don't own the earth," was now holding tiny biodegradable poop bags and apologizing to people when Duke got too close to their yard. And me? I still make the haiku signs. Sometimes just for fun. Sometimes to remind Rick that respect isn't optional, and karma has glitter, googly eyes, and a long memory. Sometimes revenge isn't about rage. It's about creativity, about turning disrespect into public art, about making the whole neighborhood laugh, while one man learns a lesson the stinky way. Because when people won't respect your space, sometimes you have to fertilize their conscience. If this story made you smile, cringe, or cheer, hit that like button. And tell us in the comments, what's the pettiest revenge you've ever seen or pulled off yourself? Don't forget to subscribe for more deliciously satisfying revenge stories. We got plenty more where this came from.